I'm Whitney.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Deb.
We're three best friends who love nerdy things.
Well, some people think we're nerdy, but we think we're pretty awesome.
This is our nerdiest thing.
Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to our nerdiest thing. Today, we are celebrating March 31st Transvisibility Day, which is today.
Yay!
Look at us. We're doing it. And we're going to talk about some of our favorite trans characters and trans authors.
And that includes non-binary, too.
That includes non-binary as well. And I think before we get into anything, Deb, you have a correction? Question mark.
So we did the people we meet on vacation a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say that Mindy and I got a lot wrong.
Like from the book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We told you that they had gotten, like, the guy and the girlfriend had gotten married. They hadn't. We were wrong about city locations. This is the problem with reading books so often and so fast.
They
because
blur together.
Mindy and I, we just like forgot everything apparently.
Whoops.
But
That's hilarious.
I was going back and looking at something and I was like, oh, we got that wrong. Oh, we got that really wrong. So if you listen to that episode and you were like, did you guys even read this? We did.
That's hilarious.
I promise.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's really funny. That should be a nerdiest thing of the week.
Mindy said something like, did they even go to that city? And I was like, no. And then like they did.
Oh, man. Good times. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
We're good at the research.
Will you keep us going, Deb, with our nerdy news?
Yeah, of course. So just a reminder to everyone that I'm going to talk about this week's books and next week since we're recording. Or not recording, we are releasing every other week right now. So let's talk about March 31st first. That is this week, my friends.
All right.
Okay. So I was like making, like, I was gesticulating at Whitney across the room.
We were looking, she was looking a little Night at the Roxbury.
I liked it.
Okay, so for our dark romance readers, we have Into the Darkness by Navessa Allen. This is the third book in the Lights Out series that we really like. And it's an enemies to lovers story, and they say it is laugh out loud banter with scorching hot brat play.
Oh.
So I'm assuming someone gets a spanking. I don't know.
I hope it's brat play and not brat play.
I would not be down for the brat play.
This is one of those instances where they don't talk about the UTI in the book. If it's brat play. Oh my God, Mindy.
That would be so terrible.
I can't eat those anyway because I think they look so...
schlongs.
Yeah, and now all I picture is them like hitting each other with bratwurst.
Oh.
Sorry if I ruined that book for you.
Navessa Allen, we really like you. I promise.
We're going to just assume it's brat play.
Christ, Mindy. Abby Jimenez has a new romance book out this week titled The Night We Met. And in everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. And for Larissa, who is the FMC, it came to choosing which guy would take her home after a concert. So that night, she had no idea she had met the perfect man. But he is her boyfriend's best friend.
Oh.
So Abby Jimenez, in the other book that she wrote in the series, it is Say You'll Remember Me. And there was something kind of like that in this book too, where it's like they met and then like she moved away and her mom had dementia.
Yes.
And I kept going like, how is Abby Jimenez going to make this like not piss someone off?
Right.
Yeah.
Like she's not going to like leave her mom and he's not going to leave his life. Right. And so I'm very interested in reading this to see how she gets around that.
Navigate,
because I highly doubt she's going to have like a cheating trope. That's not really what she does.
Yeah, that would be surprising.
Yeah. So finally for this week, we have a new fantasy book named This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrews. And listen to this synopsis. When Maggie wakes up cold, filthy, and naked in a gutter, it doesn't take her long to recognize that she's in a city she knows intimately from the pages of a famously unfinished dark fantasy series. Once she's been obsessively reading and rereading while waiting for the final novel.
Oh, wow.
So it's like
that's
waking up in the
cool.
book you're reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a dark fantasy.
I love it.
I
know.
really like that.
Doesn't
premise.
that sound really cool?
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then I also want to point out that this week, Deonn Tracy, her book Legendborn, has a special edition dropping. It's really, really pretty. So if you like that book, you should go get it.
Nice.
Okay, let's talk about next week. April 7th.
April 7th.
We got some cowboy romance coming giddying up into our into our house. I have not even been drinking. I think I'm just
I haven't either.
We're just high on life.
Yes.
It's called Ryder by Jessica Peterson. This is book 5 in the Lucky River Ranch series, and this one follows Billy and Ryder.
Yeah, I really like this series.
Yeah, it's a good series. Next, we have The Ride Off by Kara McDowell, and this is about 2 rival authors who are forced to confront a decade of love and heartbreak on the campus where it all started. It's a second chance romance. So Kara is an author that the Trope Trollop introduced to us, and actually our interview with her drops tomorrow.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah. So you'll get to read her book and then listen to us talk to her.
Nice.
It's always fun when we talk to authors, people. Listen to our interviews.
You better go find those and listen to them.
Next week, also, the much anticipated sequel of Shields of Sparrows comes out. It's called Rites of Starling by Devney Perry. And if you listen to our podcast often, you know I don't give synopsises on series or
Sequels and stuff,
Yeah. Local author Meg Shaffer, she lives in Kentucky. She has a new book dropping next week called The Book Witch. And
So excited for this one.
Yeah. She's going to be at Carmichael's.
I did see that.
Yeah. So the main character, Rainy March, which I think is a really fun, witch name. She is a proud third generation book witch sworn to defend works of fiction from all foes, real and imaginary. With her magical umbrella and feline familiar, she jumps into and out of novels to fix malicious alterations in rogue heroes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm so excited for this book.
I don't think
Sounds
I've
really
ever
fun.
heard the actual synopsis. I've just seen the title.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
She's an auto-buy author for me. And
too.
her last book, I haven't read it yet, but I'm like, gotta have it on the day it comes out.
Yeah.
You know?
I read the last one and it's amazing.
Yeah. So we've got a dark, bloody, epic retelling of The Little Mermaid dropping next week.
Oh.
It's called Year of the Mare by L.D. Lewis. I've not heard of a dark, bloody
No.
Little
either.
Mermaid retelling, so
No, I
I'm
don't
kind of
think so.
excited about that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
That sounds interesting.
The Escape Game by Marissa, Meyer, and Tamara Moss drops, and this is a YA murder mystery set in an escape room theme game show.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
And then finally, we've got a re-release from Jennifer Armentrout. She is redropping The Summer King, and that book is set in her Wicked series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
A lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good
I know
stuff.
we're kind of getting deep into reading season. Like you go into January and February and not much drops, then all of a sudden it's like,
Yep.
here's my wallet. Yep. Take all my money. Why don't you?
Yeah, where'd all my money go? Well, thank you so much for all of that nerdy news. And that brings us into the nerdy and dirty. Mindy, will you start us off with what you are reading?
Absolutely. I just finished the arc of You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. I think we've already honestly talked about this book just because we've been anticipating it so much. If you like body horror, questionable houses, and unreliable narrators, then this book has it all. we're going to talk. I'm actually going to talk more about this author on this episode, but I really, really enjoyed this book. It's C.G. Drews normally writes YA, but their YA is very adult.
Right.
Yeah.
Like dark and heavy.
Yes, very dark and heavy. And
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
the
I
same,
would-
but it's an adult novel.
I would especially say, not Don't Let the Forest In, but the other one. The one with the...
Hazelthorn.
yeah, there are some really dark themes
Yeah.
in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's not appropriate for
No.
YA, but it's just heavy.
It's
Yeah.
just it's not light at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And it definitely has YA characters. Like this one has adult characters in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I know.
Hey,
I
I'm
can't
glad
wait
you-
to get my copy.
I'm glad you liked it. I read something very different from that. I read The Wild Card by Stephanie Archer. This is a new release. It's book 5 in her Vancouver Storm series, which I really like. It's like pro hockey. You know, every book is about a different hockey player. This is single dad, age gap, daddy issues, hockey romance.
Did she write this for you?
I know. She might have, honestly. It was really, really good. Here is the blurb, because it's book 5, but they're all like standalone, interconnected, right? So the blurb is, former star player Tate Ward has become easily the best coach in professional hockey, leading the Vancouver Storm team to victory. Everyone is in love with the handsome, authoritative single dad, except for Jordan Hathaway, the newest staff member on the Storm team. Jordan was more than comfortable behind her bar at the team's favorite watering hole. When her father threatens to sell the team, though, she's forced to put her grievances aside and work with the man everyone likes but her, Coach Tate Ward. So her dad is the owner.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Her dad's like, you better go work with that team. Get out of that bar, damn it.
No, her dad is the owner of the team, but she is estranged from her dad.
Gotcha.
So she doesn't, that's why she doesn't have anything to do with the team.
Right.
Except for they come to her bar.
Okay.
So it was really good.
I'm intrigued.
I liked it a lot.
If her dad's not a complete waste of space, I hope they reconcile. If he is a waste of space, I hope she creates some boundaries.
Deb, what are you reading?
I just finished The Lies That Summon the Night by Tessania Odette.
Oh, yeah.
And we've talked about this book a couple of times, so I'm not going to go into it again. But if you've not listened to those episodes, essentially making art is a sin in this world. And then there's these shadow creatures that are born from it. And it's super duper
excited
cool.
to read this one.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I am listening to Kingdom of Ash. I did a Throne of Glass reread last year when we covered it, but just like the first time I read this series, I had to take a break before Kingdom of Ash.
Yeah.
It's a very lengthy book, first of all, but also you go from, is it Empire of Storms to Tower of Dawn?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you gotta like hang out with Kale, and then like you lose a little bit of momentum.
You do.
Yeah. And I remember this book being good. This is only the second time I've re-listened.
Yeah.
It is so damn good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's
and
really,
they
really good.
haven't, spoiler, they haven't even rescued Aelin yet. And I'm like, the worst part's coming and I'm going to cry. Where she's like screaming to get the mask off.
Yeah.
I can hardly handle that scene. It's so heartbreaking.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I just realized your notes weren't wrong. I was wrong. I totally skipped over what we were watching. That's normally what we do after what we're reading. And I just...
Hey,
You were just trying to mix it up.
I did not handle it well.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, we'll do what we're listening to also, and then we'll go back to what we were watching.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah, maybe we'll skip to the nerdy thing of the week and then come back. We'll just go back and forth. Mindy, what have you been listening to?
So I'm listening to a book called 0 Stars, Do Not Recommend. It's by MJ Wasmer. And it's sort of a satire, black comedy kind of. Anyway, a man and his girlfriend are on vacation at a brand new resort in the Bahamas when suddenly the sun explodes and everything goes dark.
I hate it when that happens.
I know. So they navigate the environmental effects, and then there's this whole like rising class war.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. It goes off the rails, but so they're trying to figure out a way out of this apocalyptic situation. So it's, like I said, comedic. It's a satirical take on disaster books and movies.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's maybe a little too close to home on the political side right now, as far as like
I take some of the fun out of it.
as far as like class war and all that. But
I was going to say, does it kind of go into what humans do when they're desperate?
yes,
Type of thing?
Yes, 100%. But
Fun.
but yeah, but it's actually the way it's written is very almost kind of light.
Yeah.
In a way, he's got a really funny voice, this author. So
you're liking the narration?
yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
It sounds like it could be fun. Like that premise is, it could be extremely serious,
It's
or
like
it could
a-
be very goofy. You
It's
know?
like a dark comedy. It really
Yeah.
is. So it's, there's times where you're like, ooh, like, why are we laughing at that? But it's so funny.
Am I supposed to laugh right now?
yeah, like you feel bad for laughing,
Yeah.
but you're still gonna
Yeah.
laugh. Well, I listened to Promise Me by Sarah Cade, the audiobook. Mm-hmm. It is a 5-star listen and a 5-star story for me. Not just because the story is amazing, but because the narrators are fantastic. Will Watt and Shane East, they are just amazing. And I said when we talked about it on our Patreon, I cannot overstate like how much I loved it. It was great.
I want to point out on our Patreon that sometimes the authors join us. So Sarah Kate joined us, Tasanya Odette joined us. And so if you want to have book club with really cool authors, I mean, come on, y'all.
And
our
also
Patreon's only $5 to $10.
Yeah. So. I know, get to talk about cool books with cool authors.
We have cocktail hours. We do a lot of fun stuff.
We have a blast.
We do. Well, now we're going to go backwards a little bit and talk about what we're watching. And I'll go first. I have been watching the new Bridgerton season 4. I've only watched the first 4 episodes so far because as of the recording, that's all that's available. But I'm really enjoying it. I really, really love the actress, Yaren Ha. She is Sophie, the female main character of this season. She's doing a really great job with that character. It's the season is basically like a Cinderella retelling. I really like it a lot. I do wish that she would just like talk to Benedict. Benedict. I feel like when you say the name Benedict, you have to say it like that. You know what I mean?
Benedict.
Yeah, she could just talk to him and be open with him about a few things, but you know, that's not how the story goes.
I have not watched it yet. I'm waiting for the other 4 episodes to come out because I'm also like, you see shit online and you're like, why did you just tell me that? Like, he doesn't recognize her behind that little tiny mask she has on.
It's like Superman with his glasses. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, really?
And he asks her to be his mistress, which I don't love.
Well, yes, that's how yes, and a lot of people are really upset about that. I am not that upset about it because in his world and in his brain and what he sees and has experienced, that's not a ridiculous thing to do. Right. You know what I mean?
But with all the liberties they've taken with that story, they couldn't take that out.
Yep. Yeah. They didn't.
Right.
Which, you know, okay. We'll see how they handle it the next drop. And Katie, I don't know exactly how to pronounce her last name, but the actress is Katie Leung. She is amazing as the evil stepmother, and you know her from fantasy series that we don't name here on this podcast.
That shall not be named.
She was in that. She was
Cho Chang.
Yes, thank you.
I'm like, not a racist name at all.
Yeah, no, she is basically the evil stepmother, and she's great. She's very good.
Her name isn't Cho Chang, and that is it.
No, it's definitely not. Okay, I couldn't tell you what it is.
Evil stepmother.
I don't remember what her actual character's name is, but. Yeah, it's really good. What about you guys? What are you watching?
I'm watching nothing like that. I'm watching the Beast Games right now with my family. And I watched it last season and loved it. I think the reason this show resonates with, I mean, here's the thing. If you've not watched it, you're like, you're watching the Beast Games. It is so good. And it shows the psychology behind making decisions based on winning money.
Yeah.
And the things that people will do, and it's captivating to watch what they will and won't do to win $5 million. Not lose their integrity on national television, but also still want to provide for their families.
Right.
And then like they make these alliances, and then all of a sudden they've broken the alliance because they got offered money, and it's just really, really good. I highly recommend it.
It's like a psychological study, or sociological
your
study.
Your kids would like it because they do like these challenges, kind of like not Survivor challenges, but I would equate it to that. They actually do a little Survivor crossover on this season.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, where they go to Survivor Island. It's fun.
Interesting.
What is it on? Like streaming?
Prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't normally go over to Prime, so that's why I don't ever think about it.
It's very family friendly, so you could definitely watch it with your kids. I think Liam would especially really like it.
I'm sure he probably would.
Yeah.
He loves the YouTube.
But we're sitting on the edge of our seat every time because we're like, are they going to take that money? Don't do it.
Yeah, like
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
What about you, Mindy? What are you watching?
I'm watching something completely different from both of those things you're watching.
We're mixing it up.
We're mixing it up. Actually, this is something I think normally you would think Whitney would watch.
Oh.
So, first of all, it's on HBO Max, and because, I got HBO Max just for Heated Rivalry, I thought I would use it for something else.
Sure.
There's a lot of good stuff on there.
There is a lot of good stuff on there, but this just dropped recently. It's called Murder in Glitterball City.
Ooh.
It is a documentary, and it's based on a book by David Devney, and it centers around a murder that happened right here in Louisville. So
This
really
is something Whitney would watch.
Yeah,
You didn't know about this?
This is crazy.
Oh.
It's crazy. It really kind of shook up one of our oldest and wealthiest neighborhoods. It's about a murder that happened. It's a love triangle. So it's two men, or it's three men actually, but these two men kill this other guy, and they find the body in the basement.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
they're like pitting against. It's so fascinating.
Okay.
It's really fascinating to me because
Add it to the list.
the weird thing about it is that I actually went to school with one of the guys. The one that
really?
got convicted, and I was friends with his sister. Like we went on like a French class trip together.
Oh,
to
wow.
Canada. Like I was really, really good friends with her. And I just found out that my neighbor across the street worked with him, and he's actually in the documentary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's very close to home for me.
That's
But
You're really
Crazy.
fun neighbors?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's based off a book, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Brian's got the book if you want
it's
to borrow it.
kind of based off a book. So the book got a lot of sort of critical acclaim because the book is more of like a biographical fiction because he definitely takes some liberties. And so some people were kind of saying it wasn't that great. And so this sort of takes the book and then also inserts like the real life people, and people kind of, they'll read their excerpts and be like, well, that's not really how it happened or whatever, you know?
That's
So
cool.
So it's very interesting. The weird thing, I will say this, when it opens up with the weirdest character ever. It's Little John from the jewelry commercials. And if you've ever seen him, you know.
Pawn shop commercial.
I know.
Yes, to be clear.
I know
Thank you.
exactly what you're talking about.
This is the weirdest couple. I still don't know why they were. I don't know why they were interviewed for this because they really don't talk about
Right.
this at all.
The
It's very
topic.
strange, but they are very entertaining.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, if you
He has
to
a
look that
very southern wife, like the bigger my hair, the closer
Yes.
to God type of woman.
Yes.
That produced and directed and cast all of his commercials that he used to do.
She writes it all. And,
Okay.
yeah.
This is giving some context.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
well, alrighty
Yeah,
then.
you
I
get
do
to
need
see her in
look that
action
up.
in this.
That is very, very Whitney.
Yeah.
Very much a Whitney show.
Yeah, check it out.
I thought that you were the one that had been watching it, not Mindy.
No, I didn't know about
No, I'm
this.
so fascinated with the story. I did read the book, and just because I've never been. This is probably the closest I've been to
something like that. Yeah.
at all. So
That's
it just
so weird.
fascinates me.
Small world.
Small world.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you, Debra, for all of your comings and goings.
Just because you thanked Mindy does not mean you have to thank me. I was not feeling left out in any way. I was like, what did I do? Do you want me to get us started on trans authors and trans characters we love? I'm just going to segue us in. That's what she was thanking me for. She knew in the future that we were going to have to do this. So that is our nerdiest topic of the week.
That can be my nerdiest thing right there.
And Debra, thank you for being you.
The best part is she said your comings and goings.
It's not appropriate at all for what we're doing.
I'll make an agreement with you.
Oh my gosh.
You only have to thank me when I've actually done something. Something worth thanking. So,
Lord.
while Whitney gets her shit together, I'm going to tell you the books I recommend that either have trans, non-binary authors or characters, okay? So, a lot of mine obviously are in the fantasy world because that's kind of what I do. So, the first book I want to recommend is called Wrath Goddess Sing by Maya Dean, and it's a trans retelling of the Trojan War, focusing on Achilles as a trans woman who lives with a transgender priestess before being drawn back into the war by Odysseus. Yeah.
That's cool.
Very, very cool. And it's funny because I was researching and I was like, oh, I have that book.
That sounds great. Oh yeah, I bought that.
Yeah, how about that? The next one is Tell Me I'm Worthless by Allison Rumfitt. This is a dark, transgressive horror novel that blends supernatural and real-world horrors, focusing on trauma, transphobia, and fascism through the lens of a haunted house story.
Ooh.
Oh.
I know. These are captivating books.
Yeah.
They really are. The third one I want to talk about is called Manhunt. This is by Gretchen Felker Martin, and it is a post-apocalyptic post-apocalyptic horror novel about trans women and trans men surviving in a world where a virus turns people with high testosterone into feral monsters.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. So trans women Beth and Fran hunt down these quote-unquote feral men for their organs so they can harvest estrogen for their own survival, while also battling militant TERFs, which they call trans exclusionary radical feminists, and other dangers, forming a found family with a trans man named Robbie. There's a lot that happens.
There
in that
is.
book.
I was just thinking that's a lot going on in that, that premise.
I'm like, isn't high testosterone a lot of the problem a lot of the time?
I would say yes. I would argue yes.
Maybe the monster's already there. I'm just saying. Okay. Next, we've got Felix Ever After by, I think it's Kacen, Kacen Calendar. It's about an anonymous student who begins sending Felix transphobic messages after publicly posting Felix's dead name. And if you don't know what a dead name is, it's the name that they were given at birth, but they don't use with their transgender identity. So this person posted his dead name and also posted images of him before he transitioned, and forces the main character to come up with a plan for revenge.
Oh.
So what the main character doesn't count on is his catfish scenario lands him in a quasi love triangle.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, I love this author. I actually brought them up as well.
Oh, did you really?
Uh-huh. They are also a YA and middle grade writer, so we actually have several books in our library. Just great, gripping, emotional stories about coming of age and discovering your true self.
Yeah.
So I also recommend Hurricane Child and King and the Dragonflies.
Okay, cool. I'll put those on my list too. My final one is called Dreadnought, Nought.
Okay.
Dreadnought by April Daniels. It's about the world's greatest cereal. Fucking Christ.
Sorry.
Cereal. The world's greatest cereal. Dreadnought.
Now high in fiber.
Dreadnought is the world's greatest superhero. Okay.
That's a little different.
Who falls out of the sky and dies right in front of our FMC Danny, who is trying to keep people from finding out she's transgender. But before Dreadnought dies, he passes his mantle to Danny, and those secondhand superpowers transform Danny's body into what she's always thought it should be, which is female.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a really, really cool synopsis. So, yeah, just some really fun horror fantasy books that you might want to read that deal with some real world issues, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, I highly recommend these.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Not super serial, superhero. We're all doing great tonight. And Whitney, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Gosh. Oh, Mindy, what are your recommendations?
Well, I really thought Deb would bring up Casey McQuiston, but I know we've talked about them so much on this podcast anyways. So I didn't write a whole lot, but they wrote The Pairing, which is a fantastic book that Deb and I both loved, and just a really, really great story that has a trans or a non-binary character in it. And then, of course, they also wrote Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is, a fan favorite. So I just thought I would throw that out there.
If you've only ever seen that movie, please go read the book.
Yeah, the book is so good.
The movie's not bad, but it does kind of like demolish what the book actually is.
I feel like it kind of waters things down.
It does.
Yeah. So anyway, if you haven't heard of Casey McQuiston, you've probably been under a rock. No, I'm just kidding. So that was like my most like.
You're not listening to us at all, damn it.
I know. Gosh. The next one that I would love to bring up is a non-binary author also, H.E. Edgman. They are also of Indigenous descent. From their bio, I had to read their bio because it's hilarious. So this is what it says. H.E. Edgman, they is a high school and college dropout, a militant queer, and an author of books both irreverent and radicalizing. His stories will always center the perspective of Indigenous people, trans people, and survivors of trauma. At present, he's probably biting off more than he can chew, emulating the aesthetic of Dwayne from The Lost Boys, 1987, and living out the found family trope in Brooklyn. So nice. I read their book, We Can Never Leave. This was an arc I got a couple of years ago. It was so mesmerizing. It's about this group of kids who have special powers, but it turns out they're kind of in this. The adults are creating a cult with them.
Right.
So it's got a paranormal aspect, but it tackles so many issues in such a thought-provoking way. There's a queer self-discovery through line for some of the characters. It was so beautifully written without being like too on the nose.
Right.
And then there's the symbolism of the cult behavior of the adults, mimics kind of religious fanaticism and the trauma it causes. And it also tackles mental health in such a raw and emotionally abrasive way that it just like, I was both enlightened and terrified at the same time.
Yeah.
It was a really beautifully written book. They've written some other things and I'm just there. It's on my TBR. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Next, we have C.G. Drews, which I feel like one of us talks about on every episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I've pretty much devoured this writer's entire body of work. They love writing books about sentient houses, which always fascinates me. But their writing style is so beautiful and poetic that I just always get enveloped in these books.
Yeah.
The characters are so dynamic and layered, and the action is presented in such a poetic way that it's almost jarring because there's such different vibes. Like the action and the writing, the action's very, horrific. And,
Right.
and then this beautiful poetic language, it just meshes so... It's just lovely. It's brilliant, brilliant writing. So I highly recommend anything written by C.G. Drews. The next one I have, I think maybe the rest of mine, not the rest of them, but a couple of them are YA authors or middle grade writers, just because I see a lot of it come through.
Sure, yeah.
And they're really, really excellent. I think excellent books that if you have a younger reader in your life, or if you want to read, I think they're very good. If you're not used to reading about trans characters, it's a good gateway. I don't know how to say it right.
I was just going to say, I think it's really important for kids that age to have representation and to not
100%.
feel so alone with what they're going through.
100%. And I think for me, I read this book at a time when one of my children was coming out as trans to me, and it just helped me learn how to interact in a more compassionate way.
Yeah.
So this author is named Alex Gino. They're actually, like I said, mostly a middle grade writer, but I would tend to believe that they are a genre defining writer for trans youth. This book the first book is called George. It was originally called George, actually. It's about a biological male who was trying to hide that she really felt female. And she makes this friend and is able to be who she really is. And she goes by Melissa. And the cool story about this is after the book was published, after some support from readers, Gino re-released the book under the title Melissa to reflect the main character's true identity. I think it's just so cool that sort of that support. And as an author, I would have imagined that they were like, oh my God, they get it, right?
Yeah,
Because you don't know how something's going to be received necessarily.
Sure.
Anyway, I already mentioned Case and Calendar, really, really great author. And then finally, I have Lee Mandello. This author is actually currently living right here in Louisville and writes genderqueer stories in a few genres, but is most known for the gothic horror writing. Summer Sons was the debut novel, and it got a lot of critical acclaim.
I want to look that up.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. It's more, it's like I said, gothic horror. It's very on point for what you and I really enjoy reading. I don't know if Whitney's going to put that one on her TBR or not, but
you left me at horror.
I know. I'm like, where's the body gore? Yeah. When's blood going to run down the walls? Let's do it.
Oh,
all right. So that's it for me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, I do have it together. I do have it together better now. I have some very different recommendations because mine are all memoirs by transgender people, and I like reading about real, I call in quotes, real people, real experiences, right? Like an everyday person and their experience with being transgender. So I've got some memoirs to recommend. The first one is I Heard Her Call My Name, a memoir of transition by Lucy Sante. And this is the blurb. The Belgian-born American writer shares both the arc of her artistic journey as well as a step-by-step account of her 2021 transition to becoming a woman at the age of nearly 70.
Wow.
Which I thought sounded really, really
cool.
I
love a memoir written by an actual writer, too.
Yes, yeah. And the next one is Make It Count, My Fight to Become the First Transgender Olympic Runner by Cece Telfer. And the blurb is, chronicling her efforts to achieve her Olympic dreams, the first openly transgender woman to win an NCAA championship shares how she had contended with transphobia on and off the track since childhood, and how she found clarity in her sport that otherwise eluded her sense of simply being alive, and finally herself.
Wow.
Which I don't know that I have not heard that story. I feel
either.
like, which is kind of surprising with how much of like a hot button topic.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably being suppressed in our area of the world.
But even not having heard of it as an example of like, see, this is why we're trying to fight against this in sports. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised I haven't heard of it at all.
Yeah.
And so that one's a memoir. The next one is called It Gets Better, Except When It Gets Worse.
Oh, no.
And Other Unsolicited Truths I Wish Someone Had Told Me by Nicole Maines, who is a trans actress and activist telling her story from her childhood in rural Maine to the spotlight of Hollywood, sharing the lessons she's learned along the way with clever wit and unflinching honesty.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I know, that sounds very up my alley, especially with the kind of comedic bend to it a little bit. And then last but not least, Miss Major Speaks, Conversations with a Black Trans Revolutionary by Toshio Maronic and Miss Major. Miss Major Griffin Gracie is a veteran of the infamous Stonewall riots, a former sex worker, and a transgender elder and activist who survived Bellevue Psychiatric Hospital, New York's jail system, and the HIV/AIDS crisis.
Holy shit, they've been through it.
Right?
That person has some stories to tell.
Yes. In this brilliant and moving conversation with Toshio Maronic, she presents a remarkable life and a roadmap for those navigating the challenges Black, brown, queer, and trans youth face, which I thought sounded really, really cool.
Yeah.
Because like you say, that's a lot of life lived, right? Like that's a lot of story to tell.
That's great.
I'd recommend those memoirs.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you for those. You know, I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but some of those stories are very captivating. And I think I need to have nonfiction. That voice needs to be told to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel the exact same way. Well, that brings us to our nerdiest thing of the week, and I can get us started. I mentioned listening to the Promise Me audiobook, and we mentioned Sarah Kate was on our Patreon book club. And my nerdiest thing of the week is that I realized that I was calling Sarah Kate, like her full name. And then I was like, oh, stop doing that. And I was just embarrassed by that.
Okay, so to be fair, that is two first names, and
I
it's
know.
like Mary Kate or
Yes.
So I mean,
yes, that's.
I think it's a honest mistake.
My brain was like the first name, middle name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I realized, no, like first name, last name. The way, like. I didn't
For all
like
we know, that is her first and middle name.
It might be, but,
I do think she thought it was really cute.
Yeah.
Because at one point you go, why do I keep calling you by both
I was
your
like,
names?
I don't need to do this. Sorry. I'll just call you
Sarah Kate, tell me more, Sarah Kate.
It made me think of the episode of Friends where Phoebe is pretending to be pregnant instead of Rachel, and she's saying James Brolin. And she just keeps saying James Brolin, like his full name is. That's what it made me feel like. So that's
funny.
my nerdiest thing of the week. Mindy, what was yours?
Well, mine was due to some weather that we've had here recently. We got a lot of snow and ice.
Yeah.
And so, we were off school for a little while, and then they're like, oh, no, you go back. And I work in a school that does not have a parking lot. We are sort of in the city school, and we're in the middle of a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's street parking. And
there's nowhere to put a parking lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to walk a little ways to get to school. And so I walk through this alley that most people, that's how they like go from the one street to over to the school. So there's plenty of people walking through, and I am walking so careful because I have fallen on the ice about this time last year and ended up having shoulder surgery. So I was being very, very, very careful. I was watching my feet with my bag and my Coke in one hand. Oh, no. And I'm literally thinking, don't fall, like step here. Like I'm in my mind telling myself not to fall, and then out of nowhere I fall like a cartoon character. Like my legs like literally whip out from underneath me. My Coke goes flying all over my legs.
Dirt kicking up underneath you.
It was ice and everything. And then
sorry.
And then my bag.
I'm sorry too. It's not funny,
I had to laugh, but this was the worst part. So this was the morning that all the dads decided to take their kids to school. So there's all these dads who saw it. And like,
it's because all these moms after 4 snow days were like, you fucking take it out of here.
I had like one dad say, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, yeah.
That's really
super
funny.
Embarrassed.
Don't look at me. I'm
sorry. I'm disgusted. I'm sorry.
No, it was.
That is a funny story.
I kind of wish I'd seen it. Just because
I do envision you falling. Whoa!
It was 100% like that. Like, think about a cartoon character and their legs flying up from out beneath it, and everything in their hands going everywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I like how Whitney's saying "I'm sorry," and I just keep laughing. I'm sorry for laughing.
Don't be sorry. It was funny.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to have
you don't
surgery
have to have
this time.
surgery. Yeah,
that we know
good.
of this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what's more embarrassing, falling like a cartoon character or breaking your finger in a hammock? If you are a new listener, last year when Mindy got out of a hammock, she broke her finger.
It's still crooked.
It's still crooked.
It's never going to look right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At least no one really saw you fall out of the hammock, right?
Oh, no. Family members saw me fall out of the hammock. So, yeah. A cousin, Darren's cousin that I barely know.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't have you any other way.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would laugh at somebody else if they did that. So I have to laugh at myself.
We love you just as you are.
Well, thank you.
Deb, what's your nerdiest thing?
So Mindy and I went to go see J.R. Ward. We usually see her every year, and we weren't able to go last year. I had a conflict, and so she actually was in Louisville for her new book, which I talked about, I think, last week. But she was awesome. We had a really great time. She like cusses up a storm, and she walks down all the aisles
It's
and like
amazing.
doesn't have a moderator.
It's an experience.
Like, it really is. But someone had asked her what book she was reading, and her whole thing is she's like, dude, I write for a living and I write 10 hours a day and I don't really read. And she said she's critical of other people's writing and she doesn't want it to dilute like her ideas. Right. But she did say one of the best books she's read in the last couple of years is Lore of the Wilds by Annalise Brana, I think that's how you pronounce it. Mm-hmm. And Annalee is going to be at Imaginarium, and she's a bucket list author to interview for me. So I messaged her and gave her like our little spiel. And then also I was like, P.S. J.R. Ward said your book is the only one she read and she loved the world building. And she just wrote back, oh my God.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. That's so nice. That probably made her like whole year.
I hope so. Because I think having, someone in the same field as you say how much they loved your book. And Lore of the Wilds is a really, really good book. I loved it. And so I just wanted to bring her up a little bit when I was asking her to do something for us. Yeah. But she is going to be on the show, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, she's a wonderful person. Yeah.
That's fun.
J.R. Ward, we love you too.
Yeah.
And thank you, Whitney.
Thank you. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, listeners.
Thank you for coming and going.
Thank you, listeners, for your comings and your goings. And we hope you'll come back for another episode.
Please keep coming.
Please don't go away.
Yes, please don't go, girl. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Like what you heard in this episode? Follow Our Nerdiest Thing on Instagram at instagram.com/Our Nerdiest Thing or Facebook at facebook.com/Our Nerdiest Thing. We love hearing from fellow nerds. Email us at ournerdiestthing@gmail.com.